Testing.
Testing.
Good morning. Welcome to the Community Church of Chapel Hill, Unitarian Universalist. I'm Alexa Adamo Valverde, a member of the Worship Associates Ministry here at the church, and our preacher today is our intern minister, Jenn Kapranov. I want to welcome any visitors or newcomers to our church and call your attention to a special note for you, welcome guests and newcomers. That's actually somewhere on this page. We turned it around today, so I think it's inside today. We also want to welcome those of you attending online. Lyrics to hymns and all elements of service can be found on the live stream screen, and also a complete order of service is via the link in the Sunday morning email and on the church's website. We hope you will join us immediately after service for our in-person Sunday social. Whoever you are, whomever you love, however you arrived at this beloved place, you are welcome here. And now we will welcome Bronwyn Blass to speak with us about the annual pledge drive. And next we will hear from the Mission Possible secret agents about our 2024 day of service.
Good morning, I'm Bronwyn Blass. I've been a Unitarian Universalist since I was in kindergarten, over 40 years now. And my husband Jeremy and I have been members of the community church for almost 5. We have 2 children, Reese, who is 12, and Tegan, who is 8, both of whom are huge fans of Marian, Kat, and the entire religious education program here. A fact which makes me pretty proud and happy as co-chair of the children's ministry. In making decisions about raising our kids, it was a no-brainer to find our local UU church. I'm so glad and grateful that my parents found our UU church when I was a kid, and for the background and values growing up UU gave me. I want my kids to grow up questioning, loving, appreciating differences, and valuing equity and justice just like I did. Although I can see it now looking back, a part of church membership that I don't know that I fully appreciated from my perspective as a kid is the way that church can provide such wonderful multi-generational community and connection for both kids and adults. This is something I believe the community church excels at. I have found that raising kids can sometimes be a little exhausting, sometimes a little isolating, sometimes, and this was particularly true during the pandemic, you can feel like you're in a bit of a silo, making sure that everyone in your family has what they need, does what they need to do, but you don't necessarily connect with the other families who are in their own similar nearby silos. You can also find yourself limited in the folks you have the opportunity to connect with, as you're generally just around people who are the same age as you, or the same age as your kids. But here's where I have found that part of the magic of church can really come into play. Not only does it provide terrific values for our kids, but it can help your whole family break out of your silo and create connections and community for kids and grown-ups alike. I love the fact that even during the pandemic, my family was able to maintain our connection with Zoom Church, or Zurch, as Kat likes to call it, every Sunday. I love the fact that we now get to show up here every Sunday and throughout the year for other special events. And we have the opportunity to join in fellowship with all the amazing people of all ages who call this their church home. I love that we all sit together for multi-generational services. I love that the Special Buddies program has introduced both my kids and me to some fantastic members of this congregation that I don't know we would have met otherwise. And I love that we all work and live our values together on the day of service and throughout the year through our fantastic committees and ministries to help others in our community and in our world. This church is a truly special place and a community that I am so glad to be a part of and so grateful that my children get to grow up in. And that is why I am glad that I have the opportunity to say thank you and to support this amazing community with my annual pledge to support the work of this church. I hope you will all take advantage of that same opportunity this month. Thank you.
Special Agent King, Where do we stand on the Mission Possible 2024 Day of Service?
Recruitment of volunteer agents has commenced. Many have signed up for the 18 available missions, which range from helping the Indigenous Memories Organization clean up historical burial grounds, to signing up agents for blood donation, to attending the Poor People's Rally in Raleigh. There are missions for youth and families, too. Technical intelligence officers Broom and Rose have prepared quick links from the church's homepage to aid in this sign-up effort.
Please share with potential volunteer agents what they can expect on the day of service.
Volunteer agents will meet here at church for a Mission Possible continental breakfast where they will be energized by a community church asset, the UUks. Our highest intelligence operative, Reverend Tom, will prepare us for our important work. Once afternoon missions have been completed, we will meet here at our main secret operations center, the Jones Building, for a hot potluck lunch, more local music, and sharing important intel on our missions.
What level of effort can we expect for this year's Day of Service?
Our surveillance is still working to determine the final volunteer count. We know from reviewing last year's declassified documents that approximately 260 volunteer agents performed 740 hours of service in the greater Chapel Hill area. Our mission is to meet or exceed last year's operation. We encourage volunteer agents to sign up in the next week to secure a spot on one of these critical missions.
Thanks for these updates, Agent King. Now, let's help volunteers find a mission that is near and dear to their heart.
Please rise in body or in spirit for our opening hymn, number 188 in the gray hymnal, Come, Come, Whoever You Are.
Just for today, we're going to add an extra line to the end. There's a line in the Rumi poem that says, "So though you've broken your vows 1,000 times, come yet again, come." So it's a different, and then the basses will continue to sing that. But, and then we'll do it once together after that as written, and then go into four-part round. But let's try this opening line. Though you've broken your vows 1,000 times, come yet again, come. Though you've broken your vows 1,000 times, come yet again, come again. Though you've broken your vows 1,000 times, come yet again, come. Now let's go back to the beginning. Come, come, whoever you are. Let's try it in 4 parts.
Come, come, whoever you are. 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 Wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving, ours is no caravan of despair. Come yet again, come. Come, come, whoever you are. Wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving, ours is no caravan of despair. Come yet again, come. Though you've broken your vows 1,000 times, come.
One more time.
Yet
Though you've broken your vows. Together. Though Come yet again, come. Come yet again, come. Thank you.
The words for our call to worship were written by Tara Humphreys. Whether you are from the South, the East, the North, or the West, whether you were born into this faith, found it, or it found you, whether you feel at home or are still trying to find your place, whether you believe in a God, are open to mystery, or still have no idea, whether you are unemployed, underemployed, cobbling things together, overworking, or in school, whether you are holding anxiety, grief, confusion, anger, hope, restlessness, or deep peace. Unitarian Universalism has a place for you. It is right here, and this chalice will be lit for you. Come, let us worship together.
You'll find the words for our chalice lighting in your order of service. If you wish to do so, please join us in saying them. As we gather together for worship this morning, being both near and far, we light our chalice as we do each week. It is a symbol of our faith. May its light be a beacon of hope for the many, those who feel lost, those who feel threat, those who feel tired, those who are uncertain. May our beacon of hope help you find home, help you feel safe, give you respite, and honor your searching mind and spirit.
This piece we're about to sing is based on a poem that was just written a couple years ago and set to music last year by a Canadian composer. And I wanted you to know the words to the poem are on the other side of your order of service. Jesus at the gay bar. And they're wonderful words and important ones, and I wanted to make sure you knew what they were.
His
beautiful child. There is nothing in this heart of yours that ever needs to be healed. My child, my child, my beautiful child, my child, my child.
This is the point in our service where we take time to hear the joys and sorrows of the members of our community. If you have a personal joy or sorrow that you would like to share, please come on down to either side. Come up, place a stone in the water, come to the microphone, state your name, and in a few words, tell us your personal joy or sorrow. Let's enter into this time of tenderness together.
My name is Morgan, and I have a sorrow that my parents got divorced when I was 7 or 8. But I have a joy that my mom found a partner and we moved to a farm, and I have goats and I have a cool fort, and my dad moved to Chapel Hill closer so that we could be closer as two families.
I'm Mary Beth Powell. This is my husband, Bill Rote, and we have an incredible joy that my daughter, Alyssa, who's been with her husband, they were in Japan for the last 3 years, are finally coming back to the United States in 2 weeks. So they'll be back.
They're moving back.
They're moving back to their house. They had a house. They still kept their house at the beach down at Surf City. So they're coming back to Camp Lejeune, and he's almost done with his service, and they've got 2 boys and 2 dogs and another baby on the way. We're so thrilled.
Hi, I'm Wendy, and I have a joy to share. I suffered a concussion 2 years ago and have been having headaches from watching screens and television, and have been building up and healing, and last night I was actually able to watch a movie with my family, and it was awesome.
Hi, I'm Selden Holt. A week ago, we held a memorial service for my mother, Lisa Green Holt, at the UU Congregation of Asheville. She passed away on New Year's Day after a long journey with vascular dementia. And I just wanted to acknowledge the support of this congregation. The staff were so helpful and sweet, the caring committee, random people who sent me cards. It has felt so lovely to be part of this community and this process. Secondly, I placed another stone for a member of our extended family, our niece's partner's father, Bill, who has just entered hospice. So please send light the way of the Swenson family up in the DC area. Thank you all.
Hi, I'm Taryn, and I have a joy that the children's choir got started just a few minutes ago. It was supposed to be 8 and up, but a few 7-year-olds were really excited and they wanted to join too. So happy about that.
Hi, everybody. I'm Vijay Sibraman, and I have a joy. This week is my son Aaron's 14th birthday, and I'm so proud of that kid because he's more well-adjusted than I am right now. He's already more put together and just more at ease. I'm proud of him. So.
Hello, I'm Susan Heyman, and today is my 70th birthday. And we had a special gift that Mark was given to me.
And that is that my son, daughter-in-law, and 2 grandchildren flew out from Seattle for the party.
Hi everyone, I'm Trilce, and my joy was that this Friday, the third and last of my babies turned 1, and I'm so joyful to honestly have made it this entire year with all 3 of them, so.
So I've been asked to read a joy. Jeff Petrella and Kristen Trangsgren want to announce that their daughter Leanne had surgery on Friday to remove hardware from last year's surgery on her hip. Their joy is that she feels strong enough to go to school on Monday to start rehearsals for the spring musical Mamma Mia. A final stone was placed for those joys or sorrows that were not shared, but that we still hold in our hearts and are still very real. This has been another tough week. There has been crisis, violence, chaos. Let's take this moment as a community as we honor that sorrow along with the joys of being reunited as families, being able to do things we haven't been able to do, birthday celebrations, and the fact that this community has come together time and time again to support those in times of difficulty. As we enter this moment of stillness, let's hold the sense that in this community we can have peace and love. We can let our hearts, our minds, our nervous systems take a break from the chaos and together hold a place of stillness. As we allow ourselves to feel the peace, the joy, and the love of being in community, let that fill your hearts and be able to carry that into the week ahead. Amen.
Please stand in body or in spirit for our sung meditation, number 18, What Wondrous Love, in our gray hymnal. Our reading today is adapted version of For Longing, by a blessing by John O'Donohue from his book, To Bless This Space Between Us.
Blessed be the longing that brings us here and quickens our soul with wonder.
May our community have the courage to listen to the voice of desire that disturbs us when we have settled for something safe.
May we have the wisdom to enter generously into our own unease, to discover the new direction our longing wants us to take.
May the forms of our belonging in love, creativity, and friendship be equal to the grandeur and the call of our souls.
May the ones our community longs for long for us. May our dreams gradually reveal the destination of our desire.
And may a secret providence guide our community's thought and nurture our collective feelings. May our minds inhabit our life with the sureness with which our bodies inhabit the world.
May our hearts never be haunted by ghost structures of old damage. May we come to accept our collective longing as divine urgency. May our community know the urgency with which God longs for us.
Blessed be the longing that brings others here and quickens their souls with wonder. May they have the courage to listen to the voice of desire that disturbs them when they have settled for something safe.
May those seeking our community have the wisdom to enter generously into their own unease, to discover the new direction their longing wants them to take. May the forms of their belonging in love, creativity, and friendship be equal to the grandeur and the call of their souls.
May the ones they long for them. May their dreams gradually reveal the destination of their desire. May a secret providence guide their path, their thought, and nurture their feelings.
May their mind inhabit their life with the sureness with which their body inhabits the world. May their hearts never be haunted by ghost structures of old damage.
May others who come with their longing for beloved community accept it as divine urgency. May they know the urgency with which the beloved longs for them. And now it is time for our offertory. Freely have we received gifts that minister to our needs of body and spirit. Gladly we bring to our church and its wide concerns a portion of this bounty. If you wish to donate online, please point your camera at the QR code that's today inside the order of service and tap the banner that appears, or there's information on the church's website. We will now receive the morning offering.
A stranger to the dark. Hide away, they say, 'cause we don't want your broken parts. I've learned to be ashamed of all my scars. Run away, they say, no one will love you as you are, but won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us, for we are glorious. When the darkest words want to cut me down, I'm gonna send a flood, gonna drown them out. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me, Look out, 'cause here I come. And I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen. I make no apologies. This is me. Another round of bullets hits my skin. Fire away, because today I won't let the shame sink in. We are bursting through the barricades and reaching for the sun. We are warriors. Yeah, that's what we become. Won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us. For glorious. When the darkest words want to cut me down, I'm gonna send a flood, gonna drown 'em out. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come. And I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen. I make no apologies. This is me. And I know that I deserve your love. But there's nothing on my when the sharpest words come, I know that I deserve your love. But there's nothing on my when the sharpest words want to cut me down, I'm gonna send a flood, gonna drown 'em out. This is brave, this is bruised, this is who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come. Look out, 'cause here I come. I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen. I make no apologies. This is me. Whenever the words want to cut me down, I send the flood to drown them out. This is me.
Good morning, friends. I'd like to begin today with a question. What was the first moment that you realized that you were a Unitarian Universalist? Let's think about that. If you were born UU, was there a moment that you realized that this was an authentic part of yourself? If you left the church and came back, what was it that made you come back? If you were born, for some of us that were born in another tradition or without any tradition, what was the moment that you realized that this church, and whether you found UUism here or at another UU church, was a place that you belonged? And how did you find it? I was raised Catholic. I loved having a spiritual community, but I struggled with the church doctrine. As my frustration with the teachings grew, so did my arguments. I became so inflammatory with my questions that I was denied confirmation, and that severed my relationship with the church. I found myself spiritually lost and alone. I felt this intensely during my late teens and early 20s, when my oldest friend died, and then I lost so many friends during the AIDS crisis. This was a time I desperately needed the guidance of a support of a spiritual community that would accept me for who I was. I had no idea where to find one. I was first introduced to the Unitarian Society of New Haven by my best friend Tansy when I was in my late 20s. She worked for the Reverend Kathleen McTeague and insisted that I come to a service. I arrived one Sunday to hear a sermon that spoke to me in a way that opened my soul. This was the first time that I'd been in a church that didn't make me tense up, get defensive, or angry. On the contrary, I relaxed, I leaned in, and I participated. I came back week after week. I plugged into something profound, and the light turned on in me. I knew that I belonged somewhere. I was someone that had a spiritual home. That changed me. Just knowing that a beloved community existed for me mattered. And I have heard similar stories from many of you. Something that was deeply longed for. A place without shame and condemnation. A place to have our whole selves loved and accepted. That was found in this church. How beautiful is that? But one common point that I have heard over and over is, why did it take me so long to find you? What could my life have been if I had found you sooner? Why didn't I know you were here? It is easy for people to become lost, to fall between the cracks and end up alone. I saw so many examples of this during my chaplaincy internship at Bridgeport Hospital in Connecticut. I was part of the spiritual care team, and we met with every patient, we went room to room, and we just asked how people were doing. A haunting number of patients, roughly between the ages of 35 and 75, predominantly male. They were completely alone. I asked if they had partners, families, friends that had called, visited, sent a note. Nothing. They had no one. They had no one at all. I sat with many of these people. I listened to their stories. I laughed. I cried with them. I held their hands. And I asked my supervisor, has anybody noticed how severe this is? And he said, yes. This is happening in hospitals all over the country. I could have ended up this way if people hadn't continued to reach out to me and offer support. And the same goes for so many of our young people today. Generation Z, which is roughly young people between the ages of 11 and 26. It's considered to be the loneliest generation on record. Many young adults socialize primarily through social media, and this can leave them feeling deeply isolated, unable to connect to real people in real life situations. I met several of these young people and young adults when I held a spiritual support group in the psychiatric ward of the hospital. As Mother Teresa described it, the most terrible poverty is loneliness and the feeling of being unloved. Not every child is fortunate enough to be raised in a church like this. Most people are not raised with a sense that they are unconditionally loved, that they have inherent worth and dignity. Very often it's quite the opposite. There is a crisis of loneliness and mental distress in our nation, with self-destructive behavior, addiction, depression, extreme politics, and violence can often be the result. When I was in high school, I used to hang out with my sister and her punk skateboarder friends. We used to hang out behind the library, and a group of men, roughly in their 30s or 40s, members of a well-known neo-Nazi group from Wallingford, Connecticut, used to drive down, and they would circle around looking for teenagers that looked lonely and neglected. These men would pull over and strike up a conversation, and they would return again and again, building trust, taking these kids to dinner, listening to them, paying attention, offering them something that felt almost like love. They were grooming kids to become future members of their organization. Kids that would never have had any interest in their message. They were seduced by the idea of community that cared about them when no one else did. Loneliness leaves a hole. 40 years later, and this type of grooming is still happening every day, but now it's online. Why should we care? Well, for one thing, as UUs, we believe in the inherent worth and dignity of every person. More bluntly, many of the groups doing this indoctrinating can be dangerous and violent, and that affects all of us. Approximately half of US adults report experiencing loneliness, with some of the highest rates among young adults. Social isolation is arguably the strongest predictor of suicide. We live in a culture that emphasizes shame more than love. Many faith traditions weaponize shame and guilt to keep us obedient. The media, social media, and advertising in particular teach us to devalue those considered less attractive, less able, less wealthy, less normal. Some politicians have taken to outright bullying and inciting violence against those that have been othered. This year, many people that have been marginalized will feel themselves feeling particularly frightened and devalued. Many of us, our families, our friends, now find themselves othered by the media and some public figures. As angry rhetoric and violence flares up, it may become harder for people to reach out and look for support. How do we address this fear and shaming? How do we help each other stand up against bullies? We stand with our message of inherent dignity and worth, our message of unconditional love. That's the antidote. But who gets to receive it? Who knows where to find it? I know that you can find our church online. We have a brilliant campus ministry program. You can see our Side with Love team at every protest. We're even having brand new signage put up. We are trying. But still too many people do not know who we are and what we stand for. You have to know that a beloved community exists to look for one. But there is good news. And I know that some of you may shy away from that expression because of certain connotations. But we do have good news. We have the best news. We have a solution to the crisis of isolation and loneliness. We are a community that offers love to everyone. And we show this through infinite acts of kindness, outreach, justice initiatives, and so much care. We show up. We mean what we say. We back up our words with action. And we have incredible concerts and parties. Who wouldn't want to know us? I believe that we are called to start spreading our message. Don't panic. I don't suggest we stand on street corners and try to strong-arm people into believing what we believe. It's not about saving souls. This is about saving lives. I'll say that again. This is not about saving souls. This is about saving lives. I asked a member of this church who is well known for inviting people into community with us, how do you do it? They said they talk to people and they listen. They aren't trying to sell anyone anything. But if they hear that someone has a need and that this congregation might fulfill that need, they invite them to an event or a service. This idea made my heart sing. It seems like this is something more of us could do. Rather than talk about politics or religion, we can share about our community, the events, the music, the friendships. Begin with commonalities. I've met so many strangers who will ask me what I'm doing with my day, and when I tell them about the services we're working on or the events we're having, they get excited, ask me where this is happening. Reverend Tom and I are having cards made up for the community church so we can hand them out to people when they ask to know more about us. It may seem old-fashioned, but it's offering the gift of invitation into our community. We can reach out to strangers with our hearts. And if we aren't able to talk to them, start by making eye contact and smiling. And that might sound trite, but a growing body of research indicates that engaging in social encounters, even brief ones, with strangers and acquaintances improves our mood and our mental health. And these initially brief encounters are a pathway to building a sense of community and belonging. Why might a smile and eye contact be so powerful? Because it's how we express love. Let people know that you see them and that you care. We need to show people that aren't on the inside, that aren't already in the know, that there is a place where they will be welcomed, there is a place that they will be loved. Once we know that we are loved or that we can be loved, we carry that with us. It changes us. So how do we become an even more inviting and inclusive church? Think about the things that made you look for or helped you find this church. What were you going through? Are there other people going through the same things right now? What does it mean for someone to offer you a hand in your darkest time? What can it mean for so many others? Here is my call to action. I don't have the answers here, but I do see a deep, deep need that this beautiful community can help heal. I'm inviting us into conversation. I'm inviting us into brainstorm and experiment, to probably fail 100 times, but still try. But I'm asking us to hear this need and commit to trying to address it together. Our symbol is the flaming chalice. Some consider it the light of reason, the warmth of community, and the flame of hope. A light that offers safety in the darkest of times. Let us each come up with our own small way of helping those that need us most to see that light. Be that point of connection to this beloved community for somebody who so desperately needs us now. Amen, and blessed be. Our closing hymn is 168, One More Step.
Rise in body or spirit.
Please remain standing in body or in spirit. The words for extinguishing our chalice are in your order of service. Please join me if you wish to do so in reading them. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Please join me in thanking all who contributed to making this service so worshipful this morning. And please join us in singing Shalom. The words are in your order of service. And if you're comfortable, please hold hands with the person next to you or cross them over your heart. Shalom.